Hello, album enjoyers. We are here very quickly to tell you about the Enjoy an Album Patreon. First off, a huge thank you to everyone who has already subscribed. We've hit a very impressive amount of numbers in the first few weeks. And I think that's because the first few episodes we've done have been pretty cool extra eps. You get 2 extra episodes a month. So far, we have got Robbie Williams, Iron Maiden, Hamilton...
Lin-Manuel Miranda's Hamilton, the American musical, as I like to call it.
And Mogwai's Young Team. So an eclectic, they're just basic extra episodes.
They're not basic.
Sorry, they're just extra episodes that are as the episodes. They're the same as the episodes you get, except they're private to patrons. You also get an ad-free experience. So if this annoys you or the Manscaped ad annoys you, then pay £5 a month. Get rid of them. You also get them 24 hours early. And coming up to the Fringe, you will also have access to pre-sale for live shows. So loads of great benefits in there. Get on board the Patreon Express, become an Ultra or even a Slim Cock Bumblebee, and thank you for your continued support.
Yeah, it's expensive doing a podcast. We love working with Monkey Bar Studios. It's absolutely fantastic. They're our sponsor, in fact. However, I need to get the train through every time. So the first benchmark is we would like enough Patreons that we can get the trains through.
Yep.
And then maybe eventually someone to edit it.
Yep.
And then, it would just be nice for it to pay for itself, essentially. But thank you so much to people who have... And listen, you're not getting nothing. You're getting 2 extra episodes a month that are like banging episodes. Like, so fucking do it if you want.
Yes, thanks so much, and enjoy this week's episode. Here is another one of our questions from our patrons. You can ask some questions yourself if you join the Patreon and find the pinned post asking for questions. This is from T. He says, on the first Patreon app, CMB said, "We don't have time to go into David Arquette's wrestling career. When will that time be? On an app about the intersection of wrestling and music, perhaps?" So,
well, now I'm thinking, what would that be if we done... I mean, I can't think anything worse than if you had to do a deep dive on Jim Johnston, who composed all the wrestling iconic soundtracks for the WWF Attitude Era, going into the Ruthless Aggression Era. Obviously, he wasn't fired until he was replaced by COFO $sign in about 2009 or whatever. But... when would that episode be?
No, but I guess we could slightly now. But who's David Arquette again?
We don't have the time. David Arquette was an actor who was married to Courtney Cox Arquette,
right?
AKA Monica from Friends. He starred in Scream alongside her, but he also starred in the wrestling film with Oliver Platt, Ready to Rumble, which was starred a lot of wrestlers, and the climax of the film was obviously the triple cage match. Which Oliver Platt's character won. But David Arquette played one of the main characters who was a wrestling fan who became a wrestler or a manager for Oliver Platt's character. And the film starts with him being kind of brushed off by a newsagent's employee. So he puts his finger up his bumhole and then shakes his hand.
Oh, okay.
So it's that type of film.
So David Arquette was a wrestler?
Very briefly, as a promotional exercise, he won the WCW World Heavyweight Championship in, I believe, 1999.
Right. What was the name of his wrestler?
No, he was David Arquette.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like we've gone into it in enough detail. It doesn't need its own separate.
I haven't even scratched the surface. I haven't got into the financial problems by WCW that were exacerbated. I haven't gone into the fallout from WCW closing, the WWF roster becoming incredibly bloated, leading to the brand extension between Raw and SmackDown, the original general managers, Ric Flair, Stephanie McMahon. But listen, I cannot say this enough. We've already turned people off this episode with that chat. We don't have the time. We really don't have the time. I wasn't prepared to answer that, so if there's any inaccuracies with regards to figures and dates and stuff, the Arctic Monkeys in 2009.
Oh my god,
we won't go into that.
Those fucking dweebs. No, we can go into it. This is the first episode we've recorded since our ratings clip went viral.
Viral's a strong word.
Well, I would say 100 retweets.
100 retweets.
100 retweets counts as a mini viral at the very least. Okay,
It was mini viral for sure.
and
Viral for us.
yeah, and we got a little bit of hate from the Rayton stands.
Good, we deserved it. We slagged off the
Yeah,
field.
no, I don't care about it, but there's some of them were just going off at the inaccuracies of saying it was like 2000. It's not actually 2009 Arctic Monkeys. It's more like 2007 Arctic Monkeys. You fucking dicks.
It's the strongest part of my hand, mate. And it's going right in your fucking arse.
Next time I meet a Reds fan, I'm going to put my finger up my bum and shake their
his
hands.
head.
Yeah.
I let David Arquette, the WCW film, Ready to Rumble. What I will say is you're in for a treat this week. I hope you're still here. I hope you're not turned off by the wrestling chat. That's always inside me.
Yeah.
That knowledge.
Yeah.
How much do you respect me for not just talking about that all the time? A wee bit?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I hide that part myself for the benefit of
do you
Liam
reckon-
and yourself.
What? So, if you were like, what would your mastermind like subject be? Do you think it would
Rey
be
Mysterio.
It would be a wrestling subject
Yeah.
that you think, you could pull out pretty fast.
Rey Mysterio.
Really?
Yeah.
You just know that shit. In and
His
out.
name's Oscar Gutierrez. He's 5'3".
What,
He's listed as 165 pounds, but he's a lot lighter. He lives in San Diego.
no, this isn't mastermind right now,
He won.
and that's also not how mastermind works.
He won match of the year in 1997 with Eddie Guerrero.
You won match of
Halloween
the day?
Havoc. Match of the year. Listen, never ask me about wrestling
Okay.
because I won't stop. And I don't want to be this person. All right? Ask me about music. I can
Yeah.
stop talking about Paramore in an hour from now.
Yeah, we're not going to stop though. We're going to do an episode on Paramore, and there's some ads coming up for the Patreons. No, sorry, you're not getting ads. There's some ads coming up for the regular folks, the Patreons. The episode's starting now. Other people, you're about to get Manscaped adverted out of your nut. We'll chat in a bit. Enjoy the app.
This week's episode of Enjoy an Album is sponsored by Manscaped. Not Manscaper, not Manscaping, as I've said in the past. Manscaped, the brand is very important.
Big shout out to the Manscaped crew who are continuing their sponsorship of this podcast and thus helping this podcast sail the merry shores of the pod ocean.
The merry shores of... You think you sail the shores with things?
Well, listen, no, but
He's riffing. He's trying. And I'll tell you what, I've been trying to keep my balls looking good. And one of the things that helps with that is Manscaped.
the lawnmower is your standard Manscaped equipment. Sometimes when you're keeping it trimmed downstairs with if you're using a traditional beard trimmer or just clippers or even, dare I say, scissors,
Yeah.
you can maybe catch the odd bit of skin. Very
See the
sore.
amount of times before I got this stuff where I would just be at it with a wee pair of scissors.
Yeah, nail scissors
No.
because they're in the bathroom. Nail clippers, one hair at a time.
I don't have time to go into that. But I've been using a wee pair of scissors and honestly, I cut my balls up. It looked like fucking Ric Flair's forehead, man. You know? Just blood.
Woo!
That's the noise I made when blood gushed from my sack.
Yep.
Tell you what, there's not been a lot of blood with when I used Manscaped products.
Yes, you can also get your hands on the Manscaped nose trimmer, the weed whacker as they call it. Shove it up. Oh my god, I can breathe again.
Honestly, I fucking trim my nose hair when I'm like just watching TV. Like I'm not even looking in the mirror. I'm just like, and I've not even had a nosebleed since for that reason.
There's a few other little products. You can get the whole kit. It comes with a cool, nice wash bag. That you can
bag's
take-
sick.
And it comes with they call it ball toner, which probably,
It does the
slightly,
job.
it doesn't really tone the balls.
Well, I associate toner with the printing industry. And it turns out it's a different type of toner.
Yeah, but it gives a sort of nice
See if you
sensation.
get like smelly
smell.
balls and shit.
Yeah,
Sort of
if you've got woofy balls,
Or if
then,
your boyfriend or your partner or whoever has balls, loads of different types of people have balls, fucking give them some of this shit and their balls will smell class.
But hey, Chris, is this stuff not expensive and out of reach for a regular consumer like me?
Nah, idiot.
No, not with
It's
the Enjoy
an
Album
discount
code.
code.
Use album20 on the checkout to get 20% off your Manscaped products. Thank you so much, and happy balls to you.
Happy balls to you. as we always say here on Enjoy an Album.
You're listening to Enjoy an Album, the podcast where two comedians listen to some of the greatest albums of all time.
Few rock bands this side of Y2K have committed themselves to forward motion quite like Paramore. But in order to summon the aggression of their sixth full length, the Tennessee outfit needed to look back to draw on some of the same urgency that defined them early on when they were teenage upstarts slinging pop punk on the Warped Tour. So there you go. There's Apple Music's introduction to This Is Why by Paramore. What say you to that?
Have you ever heard Paramore before in your life?
Well, I know Misery Business. That was like a...
I mean, that's a good song, isn't it?
That's, you know, but here's the thing with that song. Came out, I think, in, I'm going to get this wrong, 2009 maybe?
Potentially.
I think 2008.
No, not when I was 16.
Well, I think
But it came out a wee bit earlier than that, 2007, I would say.
Let me see, okay? Because this is important. I think that it just came out, like, oops, no, don't play it.
Don't play Paramore's Misery Business. We're going to get taken off YouTube.
Why doesn't it have the year on YouTube that it came out? It came out in 2007.
I fucking told you.
So I would have been about 18 years old.
Yeah.
So by this point, emo was way in the distance of my rearview mirror. You know what I mean? And this video, like she's got on Misery Business, she's wearing like the mismatched pop stockings.
Yes.
You know what I mean? She's got like the red emo hair with like a blonde streak.
It was Virgin Unseen Kid.
Oh, it was. I mean, the Scene Kids, you know, that was how they looked. And I'm 18, baby. I've just finished college.
Yeah.
I'm about to...
You just finished college at 18? Did you drop out of high school when you were 16?
I did indeed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Always learning. And so that stuff, I probably just on looks alone thought this stuff is beneath me. You know?
Pish.
I'm listening to Joy Division, or the Smiths, or the Velvet Underground, etc., etc.
Those three bands all had big Tories in them.
Yeah. And that's where I get my politics from.
Mo Tucker, Morrissey, and fucking Ian Curtis was a Tory.
I don't think so.
Look it up.
I don't
Young
think
Tory.
so. Really?
Yeah.
But he worked in a benefits office.
He did. That makes it sound as if, he was doing a fucking Daniel Blake reverse thing where he was helping. No, he was fucking twisting poor people's nips, I'll tell you that much.
I don't know about that.
All right.
I've read his biography.
Let's do a Joy Division episode and we could talk about it.
I would love to do that.
Oh,
I have lots to say about Joy Division. Anyway, so that song, I've heard it. It's one of these songs that you just kind of hear everywhere. And every now and then there's like people I know who will like have their little moments of emo flashback, you know, where they're posting Panic or Fall Out Boy or whatever.
Yeah.
But all that age of emo, not for me. I thought that was lame-o.
All of it?
Lame-o
You
at
didn't
the
like
disco.
any emo stuff when you were...
When it first happened, we spoke about this in the Green Day episode, I think. When it first happened, I was like, this is not for me. You know, I've had my pop punk moment, which is obviously turned into emo.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really into it. I knew this song. That's about it. So I've had Paramore in my head as like a band that I don't really know what they're up to.
Did you ever hear Hayley Williams solo stuff? Nah.
I would never have sought it out.
Yeah.
You know, it exists in a different Venn diagram to my musical tastes. What about you? Were you a big Paramore head?
So I was a metalhead in 2007.
Yep.
You know, I was 14 years old. I grew my hair long to my shoulders. I had a denim jacket with no sleeves that had Led Zeppelin, Kiss, Pantera, Megadeth, Metallica patches on that my dad sewed on for me.
Did you buy it without sleeves or did you cut the sleeves off yourself?
Both.
What do you mean?
Different jackets.
Okay. Yeah. I went into a shop, I cut off the sleeves, and then I said, you can't sell this, I'll have it.
Yeah, you can do that with bread a lot of the time, actually, if you can get a discount on bashed bread.
Somebody's bashed your bread. Can I have it?
It's like a
Where are you getting bashed bread?
Spar, Co-op,
Really?
Sainsbury's.
No, not in Sainsbury's.
That's where they don't expect you to bash it. Home Bargains, they've got people looking about going, who's bashing these products?
The Home Bargains don't sell breads, do they?
Oh, they sell everything.
What? Not bread.
Sweets, basins, action figures, everything. That's where I get my annual wrestling
Everything,
action
really.
figure.
I've told you about Sam Sandwiches in Romford, haven't I? The best radio advert I've ever heard in my life.
What? No? What's that?
It's the radio advert that used to come on like the local radio station in Essex, and it was for a shop now closed called Sam's Sandwiches. And there we go. Come on down to Sam's Sandwiches. We do everything: sausage rolls, bacon rolls, everything really.
It's the perfect rule of three.
I loved it.
Material, yeah.
Honestly, me and my friend Maria would laugh about it all the time. Even when I see it still. So the way you just did that reminded me. Sam's Sandwiches, come on down.
Action figures, basins, everything really.
Everything really.
So I was more a metalhead and it's that way where like when you are in the suburbs, I guess, in the East End of Glasgow, like fucking, all the different types of alternative people hung about. So the emos and the goths and the metalheads and whatnot.
You're like, let's cling to each other.
The
We're as
otakus,
close as we've got.
The weebs. Even if you didn't like music, you're like, I like normal music, but I watch fucking Naruto. It's like you're in this crew.
Yeah.
And then there was a schism.
It's not safe to be out there alone. Yeah.
It really wasn't.
Come in, a real ragtag bunch of misfits, you could say.
So I would go to house parties and stuff, and like I would be like, let's put Megadeth on, and nobody wanted to listen to that.
We're watching Naruto, Chris. SDFU.
I feel like that's a conversation I actually had once or twice. But then all the kind of emo people, they would listen to Paramore, they would listen to Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, My Chemical Romance. There was even some kind of Bammy people, some kind of nerdish people who really liked Black Parade and I was always like, wow, good on you.
I feel like that this is a good example of the slight age difference between us. Do you know what I mean? Because those... What year were you born?
2007, I was 14.
You were born in 2007?
Yes. I am 14. No, I was born in 93, so...
Yeah. So it's not, I'm 8, 9, so it's only a small, it's 4 years. In the grand scheme of things, not much, but I think obviously if you're 14 and I'm 18, then you're going to people's houses on the weekend and...
when we met, I was 20 and you were 24.
Oh my God.
And you seemed, like an adult man.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Run about.
I absolutely had no idea what I was doing.
No. I mean, no.
So did you listen to Paramore much at the time? You gave them a try to maybe impress some emo chicks?
No,
perhaps?
because I was honest.
Perchance?
In hindsight, I really wish I had listened to... Because a couple of years after I stopped hanging out with those people, I went back and I listened to Sugar We're Going Down, Fully I Do.
We're going down.
Around Sugar We're Going Down, singing. So I went back, I listened to that, I listened to My Chem, I listened to fucking all these boys. Panic at the Disco's 9 in the afternoon. It was on the Rock Band 2, I believe, and I was like, this is great music, it's really good pop songs, nice pop rock songs. And I was like, I wish I had listened to this back then when I had friends who also listened to it. But I was so set in my ways of like a true defender of the faith. Like I thought like, oh, if you don't like Maiden and Megadeth, then you're like a fucking poser. But really I should have been... I feel like I could have had a Skrillex thing going on, you know what I mean? Because I had the long hair and the glasses.
Me and my pals, we'd all been indie pilled by that point, so we were looking down on anyone. It's like we knew people listening to My Chemical Romance and Panic and that, but we kind of thought, you guys are lame-os.
Well, by the time I got to 18,
I'm listening to The National.
Exactly. By the time I got to 18, I was listening to The National, I was listening to The Smiths, I was listening to Belle and Sebastian, I was listening to Modest Mouse, my gods, So I also got indie pilled. I think it was when I actually saying Rock Band, I think it's when I heard Maps by Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Oh, they don't love you like I love you.
Way? They don't love you like I love you. Maps way. I just remember hearing that song and I was like, why am I always listening to fucking Hostile by Pantera? I don't feel like that. I'm not hostile. I just
You are quite hostile.
yeah. But I'm also like full of longing.
Yeah. Are you?
It was back then.
Yeah. Okay. You don't long anymore.
Anyway, we all long.
So.
I did not get listening to Paramore back then. I think a couple of years ago I heard like, oh, Paramore are kind of cool now, and I was like, what the fuck? Like they were playing arenas and stuff, and I was like, oh,
well, they're playing the Hydro soon.
yeah, big rock band.
Well, I kind of had I not really listened to this album, we'll get into that, or done the research for this episode, I would have assumed that the Paramore playing the Hydro was like a Panic! On My Chem playing the Hydro, in that it's a bit of a nostalgia fest.
They done that tour recently. What was it? It was Fall Out Boy, Weezer, and someone else. Blink-182. It wasn't Blink-182.
No, but you know what I mean. I understand what you mean.
I in the same way that in the 2000s you would have a Motley Crue and Poison doing their hair metal tour.
It's all the guys, hey,
Nostalgia.
remember the music you liked when you were 13? Well, now you're a 35-year-old and you have 2 kids.
Yeah.
Find a babysitter, come out and relive your youth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember when you used to go to the cat house?
Yeah.
You know?
I have been there once, but
Yeah. Well, it's, the walls are basically fucking held together with paedophile cum with the amount of fucking beasts in there. It's like paper mache. Just, if you genuinely extracted all the pedo cum from that building, like, the whole place would, like, crumble. It'd be like a terror attack on Glasgow Central. So that's all I have to say about it. That is a big thing about the...
I think every major city has its own cat house,
What was the Romford that... cat house?
It was called Opium Lounge, which
Opium here was the cat house of Edinburgh, wasn't
it was very interesting because when I first moved to Edinburgh, I was like, oh, there's opium here, completely different, but same vibe,
Yeah.
but not the same company, also called Opium. And yeah, that is the catty of its city.
I think there's a cat house in Paris that's this Glasgow one's based on.
The one in Romford changed controversially from Opium Lounge to the Buddha Lounge. And they had loads of pictures of Buddha everywhere.
Was it still a rock club?
Yeah.
Don't really associate Buddha with pop punk.
Listen, the Buddha's a complicated man.
Yeah.
He's one with everything, including Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, I don't know if Buddha was a pedo.
This is some Patreon level chat, okay? We can't be putting this out in the public. Come on, whether or not Buddha was a
People know
pedo.
if you've been to the cat house, you know what it smells like. Anyway,
So the song Misery Business, side note, just because obviously I mentioned it there, and I don't want it to get tangled up with the new record, this fun fact. Did you know that they stopped playing it because it was controversial?
yeah, man.
Hayley Williams, lead singer of Paramore, said that she announced live on stage, this is the last time we're going to sing it because of the line, once a whore, you're nothing more. Sorry, that will never change. She said when she was 17, didn't realise how sort of misogynistic that is. So then said, we're never playing it again. And then played it again 2 years later.
Would you know why she brought it back?
Why?
Billie Eilish.
What?
Billie Eilish eyes.
Excuse me?
You heard Black Country New Roads last record?
Yeah.
They're always talking about Billie Eilish's eyes.
Yeah, okay.
So Billie Eilish got in contact with Hayley Williams and said, hey, listen, I know you don't play this song anymore, but you need to come to Coachella, get on stage with me, we'll do Misery Business together, and there's footage of it. And
that's crazy because, I mean, that song is like 15 years old. Billie Eilish is like 15 years old.
yeah, she was quite young, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's like 19 or something.
Yeah, so she doesn't remember when she's 4. She's probably just heard it and is like, this is a banger.
She's probably conceived to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Billie Eilish eyes.
Billie Eilish eyes. Darling, won't you take my metal hand?
I'm going to sing it again, but you know what? It's a fucking great song.
Misery Business?
Yeah. Listening back to it now, I'm like, I shouldn't have put you in with Welcome to the Black Parade in my head. This is far better.
I think when we're listening to Welcome to the Black Parade, you're going to have to reassess that.
This is so much better than Sugar We're Going Down.
I honestly think you need to look back on this and go, this was a great period for pop rock.
Yeah. Anyway, I think
just went around for it, or you went in the right headspace for it.
Yeah, but I mean, I've listened to Misery Business probably about 10 times in the last 24 hours.
See that wee bit at the start where it's like Bollywood?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just absolutely sick.
I never thought Bollywood,
What did you think?
like some sort of like mariachi style thing. Often getting confused, mariachi and Bollywood.
I don't want to go into the racial politics, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, downtrodden people are the victims of imperialism.
So let's chat about the background of Paramore.
Secret Posho. How did I do it again?
What
I was
the
nearly
fuck?
doing a mashup there.
What is going on?
Secret Posho. Secret Posho. You do a verse that it feels like that show got no money. You got Dash Bro. Secret Posho.
That was insane.
Sorry.
You freaked out.
Yeah.
You started beatboxing.
I'll never beatbox it. I promise. I'll never beatbox again in this podcast.
I think it was the Hamilton episode where I said that I think beatboxing and vaping are spiritually the same thing.
Yeah.
You just vaped in front of me. Set off the fire alarm. Hayley Williams, it's kind of, here's the thing. It's a little bit unclear on old Hayley's background, okay? Because there are differing versions of events in terms of her upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
What we know for sure is that she was raised in Tennessee and she moved towns when she was younger to get away from her stepfather, okay? But then there are different accounts. Some say that she met the Farrow brothers at a private school.
Mm-hmm.
Some say she was homeschooled but met them at a sort of extracurricular music place.
Music camp, yeah.
Music camp. She talks about being in school.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, there's like interviews of her talking about how much, like she had a creative writing teacher and that she used to take him songs and he would criticize them. And she talks about being bullied at school. So I think it's probably a combination of a few different things. I think she went to a new school, was bullied, left, homeschooled, went to this extra private music place, which would suggest a little bit of money in the bank. But I couldn't find, like, it feels almost like deliberately there's been some...
Has she not like divorced her parents in a kind of Macaulay Culkin style thing?
I didn't see that.
I'm not sure if I've seen that either. I might have just made that up. But I think that she had a pretty Christian upbringing. Famous young.
Yeah.
Friends with Taylor Swift as a teenager.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I honestly think, how did my brain survive being a fucking failure as a teenager? But the idea of being like famous and people listening to you and you're having to write these things and then, oh, I hate sluts, you know, when you're 17 and then all of a sudden that's one of the biggest songs in the world and you're like, shit, fuck. You know, it would do such a head burner on you.
There is a little bit of like manufactured storytelling to the uprise of Hayley Williams and Paramore. So she was signed. She alone was signed to Atlantic, and they wanted her to release pop songs, but she was like, "Listen, I'm a pop punk. I ain't singing none of that pop shit without a little bit of punk splashed in."
Yeah, very much Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
Type
Okay.
beat.
So they said, well, if she's gonna be a pop punk, Atlantic can't be seen to be releasing or endorsing it. That's not cool with the kids. So they kind of funneled her through another record label.
Fueled by Ramen.
Who
Fall Out Boy boys.
a lot of guys that we've already
They were huge
mentioned.
with emo. So
Yes.
really, you know, we're talking about the kind of industry plant thing. I mean, you know, I dare not bring it up because there's a kind of, it only really seems to get brought up with women, to be honest with you, but...
yeah, by us, that's a decision.
That's not a decision.
That's a decision we made. That's on our 10-point, that's on our charter. Only bring out industry.
We're
Only bring up
not a
industry part.
misogynistic podcast. That is a USP. Well, it's definitely not a USP, fucking hell. It's a common SP. Game Boy SP. But, I mean, she was signed to a major label and then they put this band around her. And then, I don't know if you've seen, but they put the first record out, Riot, which is quite good. And then eventually the two boys in this record, Taylor and Zach, they left because they felt like they were just hired guns, essentially.
Well, they've gone through loads of different
permutations.
People have been in the band and then they've either said that they wanted to leave because it's obviously just Hayley sings. So Hayley is the only one with a record contract. I don't know if that's still true, but it certainly was for the first few albums. She is Paramore, and then she pays the other band members.
Yeah.
They have no real legal standing with it, which sounds fucked up.
It sounds fucked up, but I think they've came to terms with it. Having left and came back, I think they've went, that was better than not having it.
Yeah, so they've also left because they started as a Christian group. Mm-hmm. Hayley Williams, I think, has left her Christianity behind. Well, the Farrow brothers both left. I've got a quote here. They wrote a blog when they first left, which gives you an indication of the time.
Did you ever have a blog?
Yeah, I did.
What was it called?
Oh, no, I'm gonna go so red. Okay, so when I was in, as I mentioned, I don't think I've spoken about this for 15 years or so. I can feel myself blushing.
Yeah, you're bright red.
Hayley Williams' hair color. So I left school at 16 and I went to college to study drama. And there was quite a few scene kids in my course who I took umbrage with. So I wrote a snarky blog. And because I was in dramas college and we was doing a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream at the time, I called my blog The Bard is Hard. Why? I don't know, I was 16.
Were you talking about your cock?
No, the Bard, the Shakespeare is
hard.
the Bard.
Oh, you were saying the play's hard?
Well,
doing Shakespeare's hard. You're talking about your tumescence.
Yeah, you know. But also tough. As in hard nut.
Hard
do you know what I mean?
Nut.
And I remember, I wonder if it still exists somewhere online. God almighty, I hope not. Someone's going to find it if it does.
I'll
let you know in a minute.
Okay. And I remember coming into college after doing a particularly damning post, and it had done the rounds.
That's not cool.
And someone I'd listed the 5 different type of people at my college, and they were all pretty damning.
Yeah.
Descriptions.
Yeah.
And I remember this girl come up to me and went, "So which one am I?" And I was like, "Oh, they're not the only people in the college." That's just 5 examples of the worst. So
there's at least 6.
You're not involved. And I went away and she was like, she was so a number 3.
That's really cool.
Did you ever have a blog?
No. Yeah, I totally did. But I'm not stupid enough to talk about it.
The Farrow brothers, this is a quote from their blog when they left one of the times. Said, "We've always been treated as less important than Hayley. We've been riding on the coattails of Hayley's dreams." They took exception to Williams' recent lyrics saying that it contradicted statements from the Bible. "We truly feel that God is leading us elsewhere and going to do great things with us."
But now Zach's back.
Zach's back, baby. Zed's dead. Zach is back.
I'm gonna put Billie.
And that's from the Chinese edition of Pulp Fiction.
No, it's a wee French woman.
Yeah, I know.
I done a French
You
voice.
did a little Chinese accent.
No, I didn't. I'm gonna put Billie. That's not how Chinese people sound, man. That's how French people sound.
Woo!
You numpty. I fucking missed my chance to do my YouTube comment of the week.
What are you doing now?
For Misery Business. This is on his YouTube comment
Of the week.
Marcos Montenegro 3 weeks ago on a 15-year-old song said almost 30 years. Just realized 15 years of this classic. Oh God. Oh, I miss my high school days. Long hair, emo chicks, rock shows at downtown. Paramore, Panic, Fallout, Offspring. For Fun, a Brazilian band. Evanescence, Linkin Park, Placebo, Sum 41, etc. Enjoy the youth, kids. Time is really fast.
Time is really fast.
Do you know it? Unhinged? Yes.
Yeah.
Correct? Yes.
My YouTube comment is from the other smash hit early on, Crush, Crush, Crush. It was only written 2 months ago by Keith Moon.
The drummer for The Who?
I guess so. I don't know how else you would get that name on YouTube.
Cunt was Head. I thought that cunt was dead.
I thought that cunt was Head.
Do you know, I say Head because in a comic I read, they did keep Keith Moon's head in a jar and he was trying to bite people unsuccessfully as he was within glass. It's called Achewood. Check it out.
Keith Moon wrote, fun fact, I used to be scared of this song. Mainly due to the whispering part.
Oof.
I thought it was almost like a female ghost whispering in my ear. Several years later, I finally got over my fear to this song. Maybe because now I could imagine some kind of girl whispering that she had a crush on me, I suppose. Hey, that ghost wanted to fuck me.
You ever... You know, you do look back in your life and you think, do you know, now I realise they were firing in, you know? I've never been with a ghost. I've never been haunted and then went, she wanted to suck my dick.
Ooh. Yeah, no, actually, I look back now and I think of
the ghosts who wanted to fuck
all the ghosts, all the ghosts I could have had. No, I think of like certain conversational moments and I go, God damn it, they were hitting on me. But also, there's times as well where there was,
But you thought they were hitting on you, but they weren't.
No. Whereas like a guy was hitting on me and I didn't realise I was too young and naive. But it was like, it's probably a bit too weird to talk about in a podcast.
Go for it, man. Sounds like you want to talk about some stuff. I'm up for it. I just
remember I had long hair when I was 18. I just remember some dude like stroking my hair and saying, "Oh my god, your hair is so cool. You're like a rock star." And I was 18. And I was like, "Thanks, I am like a rock star." But now looking back, I'm like, I think that dude was like 40, and that was weird.
Different rules.
Different rules. What kind of rules?
Not going to go into it.
Okay. So this album is, I have to say, I was.
What did you expect?
Okay, I'll tell you what I expected. I expected this to be a sort of one for the fans. If you like Paramore are going to give you Paramore. We're doing a tour. We're bringing back all the people who loved us when they were 13. And we're going to give them what we like.
Some more new stuff in the same vein.
Pop punk.
Yeah.
We're pop punk pioneers.
Yeah.
We're going to keep on pioneering.
I kind of thought it might be like, do you know, Fall Out Boy had they came back a couple of years ago with an album called like Save Rock and Roll. And it was like,
fucking hell, that's so cringe.
It sucked. It wasn't rock and roll. I think that was a joke, but it was big pop music. And it just said like kind of that, it's like LMFAO music or something. Do you know what I mean? It was like, do you know when the Offspring came back and they done LMFAO like EDM music? I was like, you're like fucking 50-year-old punks, man. Shut up. Nobody wants to hear.
But it's the interesting thing. So what do you want from a band that has the longevity of Paramore? Do you want a band to continue making the music that made them famous, that you fell in love with them for, if you did? Or do you want a band to be consistently experimenting, trying new things, pushing the form? You know, do you want...
It depends.
You know, it depends what they're doing and how successful they are at doing it, I guess. So Radiohead had like some success with changing the form, and then they sort of got to a certain point and went, this will do, on the worst sort of stuff they were making. But there are other bands who... Yeah, there are other bands who just, you know, they stay in that original thing forever. And there are other bands who break up and everyone goes, oh, I wish they got back together.
Well, because I wasn't like tuned into these lads, I didn't know the fact Hayley had been like doing a new genre every like album basically. So if the one before this, I'd never heard of that. It's like called like After Laughter or something.
After the laughter, there's tears.
Is that her song? Or is that another song?
No, that's a song. It's actually an old like musical song or something. And the Wu-Tang fucking sampled it.
Okay, cool.
After laughter is tears. I always thought it'd be great to end a Friends show playing that song.
But the song,
as I cry,
the big single,
about my failure.
Shut up.
Getting into some shit today.
He's okay. Don't worry about him. Or do whatever you want to do. It's cool. When you can feel how you want to feel as well. Why am I policing people's emotions?
Yeah, come on. That's actually very problematic.
The album before this, the big hit single on it was like an Afro pop song. It was like...
It's like a funky album, isn't it? After Laughter.
Mm-hmm. And then before that, they had like another thing. Before that, they've always done it. I just wasn't... I was just excited for another big rock band.
Well, I tell you what I didn't expect. I didn't expect a guitar-led noughties indie record.
No, I didn't expect post-punk.
This is like there's like a little block party on this.
Do you hear what she said about that? She said when she was like 15, driving around she just got a driving license, and the most played album was Silent Alarm by Bloc Party. Mm-hmm. And she was just like, but what a strange decision to bring it back now. It kind of makes sense because you have bands like Dry Cleaning and Squid and Porridge Radio and stuff who are like doing that kind of like Springsteen and post-punk just now. But like, what a left turn to come out of nowhere, man.
It's it in a way it made me think of the Wet Leg album we covered recently.
Yeah.
Because I expected it to be nostalgia, and in a way it still is. It's just that it's not a nostalgia for early Paramore, it's a nostalgia for the indie music of the noughties, but with the maturity of the 2020s.
Because Bloc Party and that was my big sister's taste in music. She was listening to that when I was 12, so I was picking up on like Bloc Party and Franz Ferdinand and stuff when I was like 12, 13. Then when I turned 14, 15, all my friends were listening to them, but I was like, no, I don't like that, I like heavy metal. So it was weird to go what I assumed would be a nostalgia record, and it was, but it was for something before this.
This is the best Bloc Party album of the last 10 years.
100%. What's going on with you boys, man?
They've
done the same thing. They started off in post-punk, and now they're doing all weird shit, and then they've done like a kind of, we're back to normal, but it's bad.
Yeah. So, I think the track list in the album is interesting as well, because it does start slightly. It starts how you expect a Paramore album to start.
No way.
You don't think
that kind of
that first song
that reminded me of fucking Iron Lung by King Wizard and the Gizzard Lizard.
This is why.
Yeah.
I think. Well, to me, when I first put it on,
funky as shit.
Okay, right, but sure, but it didn't sound like a crazy departure to what I was used to. I thought it was just gonna be a more mature version of pop punk. Was what I thought.
Right.
As the album developed, it slowly throughout the 33 minutes. Develops into like an indie record.
I would say the exact opposite. I heard that kind of like fucking jet with the bass line, and I was like, oh my god, this is like Gang of Four.
Yep.
It's Entertainment, 1979. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? And then, it gets to the later stuff like Figure Eight and Thick Skull, and I was like, this is a bit more what I would expect an indie rock band now to do. Like I was getting kind of notes of what's her face, Phoebe Bridgers and stuff towards the end, but at the start it was like c'est comme ça, na 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 na, c'est comme ça. Well, like
that sounds a little bit. Who's your favorite band that you? Los Campesinos. That you come your pants over.
I come. Sure.
The moment listening to the album completely changed for me, and actually recontextualized the whole album was that song "Liar" near the end, which is just. I mean, you couldn't accuse it of being pop punk in the slightest.
No.
It is a slow, like balladesque, like love song.
Yeah.
By like a noughties indie band. And then the rest of the album sounded different after having heard that.
Yeah. I just thought the first track, This Is Why. How's the chorus go again? This is why I don't leave the house. They say the coast is clear, but you won't ever catch me out. Oh, why? This is why. Boom, 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 boom.
I'll say this. Right,
it's like a funk song.
It's a fun album.
Ooh.
It's it tickles a few of my fancies. I'll tell you that. I love noughties indie music. That's really where I got into music. I think lyrically, it's still a bit basic. It has the basicity, not a word, of pop punk lyrics.
I would disagree. I think
that song, The News, where it's just don't watch the news. It's
right,
like,
here's the thing about that, right? Because Pitchfork came after them, gave them a 6.3.
Really, for this album?
Yeah,
I'm really surprised by that.
You think they give it more or less?
More?
Yeah,
I think it's a much better album than
it's way better than 6.3. Pitchfork. Stop smoking hash.
We're coming after you, Pitchfork, you dweebs.
And we're going to be carrying fucking torches.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's not Fiona Apple again.
But they were like, it's so reductive, the song The News. It's like, oh, well, like she had such more, like not textured, but like 3-dimensional views that she puts out elsewhere. And then you get to the song The News and it's like, turn off the news. And it's like, oh, it's not like some Russell Brand thing where he was like, no young people should vote. 12 years of the Tories, thanks Russell, you fucking coward. But like, it's not like that. She's not saying turn off the news. She's saying this is a song about what it feels like to watch the news and you want to turn off the news. She's not commanding you to turn off the news and stop paying attention to the war.
That's not my problem with it.
Right, okay.
I just think it's like an underdeveloped like theme. I just think that the lyrics could have been a lot more interesting than they are.
Right.
I think there's much more to say about that. If that's your, turn off the news, great. But just saying, turn off the news. I just think I just think they're quite boring lyrics. And
I guess, yeah.
You could say a lot more. I mean, there are some later on that I think is better. And again, Liar is the song about her and is it Taylor's relationship that they've recently kind of admitted to having without really liking to talk about it. Her and the guitarist are together. Was rumoured for a long time because people were like noticing each other's Instagram stories, and they finally said, "Yeah, we are dating."
Soft launch.
The
stories.
Yeah.
Not ready for the grid.
Who says millennials are afraid of fucking commitment? You know?
I don't know who that guy was. But I lyrically it's quite cool. I thought C'est Comme Ça with the kind of French stuff, and then my social life is your rapid disappointment. I was like, this is classic dance punk, man. This is like the Rapture. This is like the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. This is like Bloc Party. I got big Franz Ferdinand vibes with some of the riffs on it, and
a little bit of Honey Blood, I thought as well at some points. Yeah,
ooh. Cool.
Going to talk about them in the
Mogwai
Patreon episode that we are recording in a while.
And by in a while, we mean 45 minutes, probably, or less. With that, I just wanted to say, I asked you before we started filming, had you seen the SoundCloud rap video by the bass player for Paramore about being kicked out of Paramore?
No.
So he left. They came back when they two left, the guitarist and the drummer. Mm-hmm. They came back after their blog post, and he left, and he was like, "We are just hired guns. I'm going to sue Paramore, the company that owns Paramore." And didn't go well for him, really. And then I just wanted, you need to check this out. So starts off the video, it's like he's in his flat and he's vaping and he's
great,
doing like
great start. No more information needed.
And there's like lasers flying about, and he's got like a, what they call it, like a, is it a blunt when it's just a roach? Mm-hmm. Do you know how it's like you kind of hold it like that, and then you kind of like, you know, like, it's like he's doing all that type of stuff.
For the audio listener, Chris just smoked a blunt.
As a character. And then the rapping is like, do you know, like, remember when the guy for Interpol done a rap album?
No.
Paul Banks.
Oh my God. What? Just everybody stop. Do you remember when Madonna did a rap?
What? Who?
Madonna.
Who? When?
Madonna did a rap in American Life. I live the American dream. And then she did a rap verse.
What'd it go like? Remember the lyrics?
I drop a Mini Cooper and I'm feeling super duper and you know I'm satisfied. It's one of the lyrics.
I cannot come after Madonna for rapping because I love when Robbie Williams raps.
Yeah.
Kicking with your torso, boys getting high and the girls even more so. Not some bird that looks like Billy Connolly, but for now I'm done with ornithology. Yeah. That's some good shit. Yeah, so I can't come after anybody. But this guy, worse than Robbie, worse than Madonna, worse than Paul Banks from Interpol.
Let's hear it.
Okay, I'm not going to try and rap it because I don't really know the rhythm, but this is, the song's called Suffocate Memories.
Suffocate Memories.
I'm here, I'm scarred and I'm torn, yeah, but I'm proud. You can't take that away and I'll always stand my ground. You see the rug you pulled, unraveled at my feet, and I'm stood rooted here, the unwavering tree. I don't understand, I don't get it, we had it all. I broke my back, rock bottom, yet on that last trust fall. Quietly I've been making all this noise, they're gonna crash and fall when the trumpets break down the walls.
You performed it like an annoying spoken word artist.
I really
thing.
want to get into spoken word. I've got some friends who do it, and I want to be.
There's like a certain delivery that a lot of them do. I'm good friends with some poets, not to flex, and
There's no flex because I'm also friends with some poets.
I don't want to dig out all poets because they don't all do it. But like anything, like stand up, there's some certain tropes, and there is that certain style of talking where they say things in this staccato kind of way that drives me fucking crazy. But I imagine he doesn't perform it like that.
No, he's like, and it's like, and he's like, I'm back and you fucking suck.
Papa, if you can hear me.
His name's Germ.
You ever listen to N-dubs?
Yeah, I've heard the end. Papa, can you hear me?
Don't know why he did it in a Spanish accent.
What's the one he done?
Papa, can you hear me?
What was his? The N-dubs guy. What was his name? Dappy?
Dappy, yeah.
He was great.
Cool guy.
He had a wee hat.
Yeah. Dappy, Chalisa, the other one.
Chalisa?
What did I say?
Chalisa.
Yeah.
It's like a chuppa chup. Listen, great act, great band. Would love to talk about N-dubs for a full lip.
Should we have a look at some of the art on the...
Well, we take a look at the album art and we decide if it is good or fart.
Very good. Very good jingle. So, Paramore, this is why the album sleeve has the 3 current members of Paramore pushing...
So what one is she going out with?
Not
that it matters because women can do what they want.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't... I didn't look up what they look like because it doesn't mean...
I listened to the full Zane Lowe interview with these 3.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm sitting here with Paramore.
I'm sitting here with Paramore.
I remember the first time I heard Misery Business. I played it twice.
I used to have an emo fringe or sellotape on my big bald head. And I put on 2 emo fringes that day. It looked like I had a metal parting, but no. I thought, fucking hell, this is great music.
So the album sleeve has the 3 of them pushing their face against the window. You know, like maybe you would... there was a... in my school, there was a maths class that had a window that you would have to walk past to get to reception. And if you went past one of your friends in, you would put your face against it and blow it up to make a funny face. And it looks like that, but get this. So they are being silly and kooky, but there's rain on the window. So it's not all good fun. You know? What? It's raining outside.
Is that your interpretation of this art?
It suggests you can be happy on the inside and sad on the outside.
It's a lockdown album, isn't it, really?
Is it?
I think so. This is why I don't leave the house. You say the coast is clear, but you won't really catch me out. Oh, why? This is why.
Right, okay.
I'm going mental inside.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a bit late for a lockdown album now, though.
No, because you need to get the album cycle right. You need to wait until there's no other big records, and you need to wait and shit. So, you know.
And they're all wearing like sort of off-white, vintage sort of blouses. I think it's quite funny.
I think it's sick. I like it a lot. I like when people do funny things with their faces, which is why my last fringe poster. Oh no!
You were squishing your face. Yeah.
It's just funny, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's a woohoo from me.
Speaking of woohoos. We're 2 guys reviewing tattoos. We're gonna Google every search and then we'll choose if it's tattoo woohoo or tattoo boohoo. We're judging the ink, yeah, that's what we'll do. Full sleeve or face tats, big skull or wing. Bet you pick the design. Is it bad or just fine? Or dragon or a skull? Pretentious or no? You cannot hide, and we will decide if it's tattoo woohoo or tattoo boohoo. Yeah, let's get that first tattoo up. So here we go. Tattoo number 1 on Hayley Williams.
Can I say, before you describe the tattoos,
sure.
Considering the genre and the time frame, like the period at which they became massive, I'm expecting some dog shit tattoos here. I'm expecting some classics of the tattoo genre for that early emo. So you remember some of those tattoos that were big at the time? Stars
on your kind of not shoulder blades, but
leopard skin.
What are they called? Collar one.
Cum gutters.
Do you think that's where cum gutters
No,
are?
I know it's not. I'm just joking. It depends. Hey, your cum gutters can be wherever you want them to be. We're not judgmental here on the Enjoy an Album podcast. So
Mental.
they're just a joke.
No,
So,
I know, but
anywhere that can catch cum can be a cum gutter, if you think about it. Audible, outtake of breath from Coben there. Woof, woof. Okay, all right then. Look, I don't think it's up to us to tell people where to gutter their cum. That's what I'm saying.
let's stop talking about cum when we're talking about women.
Oh, come on.
You know, come on, wet leg, right? So this episode, tattoo. She's got a tattoo, not a neck tattoo, a behind the ear tattoo, and I do think that there is a difference to be made there.
Yeah.
And it is a reference to the Warped tour, which is the big pop punk tour that they used to go. And then she actually had a bit of issues during the Warped tour. Fat Mike from NOFX, Roscoe McClellan's favourite singer, he said on stage as a 40-year-old man that Hayley gives good rim jobs when she was 19, I think.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, so she has, I don't think it's to commemorate that exact comment,
Yeah,
but she
that's
has
unlikely.
Warped and then a cloud
So
with a
the
lightning
word
bolt coming
warped,
out it.
and then a cloud of a lightning bolt, and then some raindrops. coming
Not
out as
too
well.
dissimilar from certain artwork for Godspeed You Black Emperor.
Well, it also looks a little bit like the cloud from the Dookie album cover.
Yeah,
I
the
can imagine.
mushroom cloud.
Yeah. You know what? The colour has faded a bit.
Sure.
It looks a bit dated, you know. But what it does. It looks like it's been there a long time. You know when you see like a pure.
It's been there 15 years.
Yeah, but you know when you see a pure old bastard with tattoos and you go, fuck man, your tattoos look like they could do a little cleanup, you know?
But that's part of the charm. It's like getting, not to be a complete scene kid, but it's like having you don't want to go to the rock show with your Converse All-Stars completely white. You want to kick them about. I used to hit my Converse with hammers.
Me and my friends would have kicked our Converse with hammers, I'll tell you that much.
I used to hit my Converse with hammers a la E.T. Just to kind of duff them up a wee bit. And my mum and dad caught me and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I can't go to Megadeth with clean Converse. Everybody will make fun of me.
So I think it's yeah, you know what? I like the placement behind the ear.
Very different.
Wear your hair down.
It's a punk thing.
You cover it.
It's
That's
a punk
cool.
thing. CM Punk has a couple of tattoos.
I think having a tattoo to commemorate a tour is quite cool as well.
Yeah.
It's like the comics. It looks like a sort of late 60s comic book style because with the pop art sort of dotted. You know, do you know what I mean?
One of the most absolutely woohooed tattoos I've seen in a long time.
Really?
I think this is class.
Well, my favourite. Who was it who had the baby smoking the cigar?
That was Billie Joe Armstrong from Green Day.
That's my
And it wasn't any baby. It was the baby from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, that
it was
was
an
cool.
actor.
Yeah, it was.
If you remember that film, sorry.
So that's a woohoo from me. Giving that one a woohoo.
Yes.
Next.
Next, please. Okay.
Now first off, there's sort of two pictures side by side here, and the first one is of Hayley Williams wearing what I would describe as one of the Ultimo 2008 style dresses.
Yeah, I think you could get away with it these days.
Yeah, but it was very of its time. Every indie girl at my university on their first night out of the Hive looked exactly like this. You've got dyed red hair, it's like a sleeveless, puffy dress with like a loud pattern on it, and she's got a cross. Now, they're in a Christian rock band, so presumably they started as a Christian rock band, so presumably this is to do with that. It makes me think of the cross from Justice, though.
Yeah. I do feel like Christianity really embraced the cross before Justice did, though.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Yeah,
Marty Jannetty's brother. No, I mean, it's clearly a religious thing. I don't think she was like going for justice. You
It
know?
was the same time.
Christianity and justice. No, here's the thing
Someone
about
said Christianity and justice have never been good bedfellows.
Wow. So just to clarify, if you're not sure, Christianity has used the cross as a logo for about 2023 years. It's a reference to the sacrifice that our Lord and Saviour Jehovah Jesus Christ made upon the very cross. And then there was also a French disco rock duo
Yeah.
called Justice.
Yeah.
Who were active from about 1999 probably. First album came out 2001, I think. Called Cross.
Yeah.
And then they used the cross as their logo.
Mm.
So for you to look at a Christian woman
Yeah.
punk
Mm-hmm.
who's tattooed a cross and go, is this maybe a Justice thing? I'm
I
thinking,
mean, we'll agree to disagree.
okay. I'm going to give it a woohoo because I just think it's like,
What?
fucking sick, man.
Really?
Yeah. Especially to not be a Christian anymore and you got a lie on your leg. Sick.
No.
I love religious tattoos.
Do you?
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think religion's cool.
I'm gonna get
See
Buddha. I'm
whatever
gonna get
give-
Buddha tattooed on
Pedo.
my left tit.
Big fat pedo. So I'm going to give it a woohoo.
You can't call Buddha a big fat pedo.
Here's the thing about winding up Buddhists, right? What are they going to do about it?
Meditate at me.
It's actually pretty
If you don't
fucked up.
stop, I'm gonna do some fucking breathing exercises in your direction.
Yeah, because I was reading that book by Haruki Murakami
Oh,
about,
here we go.
about the sarin attacks in Tokyo.
Yeah.
And they were Buddhist terrorists.
Right.
And I'm like, how fucking badly can you misinterpret the tenets of Buddhism that you're gassing people on a train
Yeah.
instead of thinking and breathing?
Yeah.
Fucking shut up. The terrorists of the 90s Tokyo gas attacks.
Putting you on blast.
What, you gonna come sarin Monkey Barrel Studios? Coming the wrong day and it's fucking Brown Jewels?
This is a.
Poor Ralph Brown getting sarin attacked by Buddhist terrorists. He's just trying to talk to Gareth Much or something. Fucking hell. I'm being sarin attacked. Anyway, thanks to I'm giving us a woo.
I've been attacked.
I've been attacked. Fucking sick.
I did not expect that.
Right. I'm giving it a woo.
It's a boohoo from me.
All right.
Come on.
Cool dress.
Big
though.
shy cross. Oh, we've got a third one.
Third
Whoa,
one.
this is cool.
What do you think of this?
That's my immediate reaction.
Yeah.
Is that this is cool. This is it's your classic rose sailor style tattoo,
Big fan.
but instead of a bud coming out of it, you've got a rose. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a car driving out of
Do you
it.
recognise the car?
Is it the car from Harry Potter 2? The car that they steal to fly.
Come on, you turfs. I'd just like to say, not come on, you turfs. Turfs fucking suck. But it's actually the Wayne's Mobile from Wayne's World.
Right.
And you thought it was the Ford Anglia from the Chamber of Secrets that Ron Weasley uses to rescue Harry from the
Yeah.
Dursleys, where they've put bars on the windows, obviously.
Yeah.
Because he's a wizard.
Yeah.
Not
Wow.
realising wizards.
So it's the
can get
Wayne's
around
World
bars.
car coming out of a rose. I think when I just thought it was in the Harry Potter car, I thought it was really cool.
Are you
But
kidding on?
No!
Imagine you met somebody who had a tattoo of the Ford Anglia from the Chamber of Secrets before it goes into the Wampin Willow.
yeah,
You would go, what's like that, bro?
what's my voice there?
What's like that?
What's that?
Gareth Much voice.
Yeah. No, no. What I meant was before I thought it was any film reference, I thought it was cool, and actually it being a film reference for whatever reason, it's
Wayne's
brought
World,
it slightly
honestly-
down in my estimation. I still think it's a cool tattoo, but
You like it less?
if it was just a random car, that's far more interesting. If it was just
Wayne's World's class. Do you not like Wayne's World?
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I just think all I'm saying
Rewatch
is-
it. It's
All I'm
very
saying,
meta.
look, I still think it's good. I still
Okay,
think it's
good.
But all I'm
making
saying
it,
is,
thanks, mate.
imagine. All I'm saying is,
All I'm saying. Wayne's World.
all I'm saying.
My father was a toolmaker.
If this was some sort of in joke, some sort of personal, and you're like, why's that? And then they told this funny story about a car, crashing into a rose bush. You'd be like, that is the coolest shit ever. And now it's like it's a reference to a movie. You're like, okay, fine.
It's
Still
a
cool.
reference to fucking Wayne's World, man.
What is Wayne's World if not a movie?
It's a way of life.
Okay. All right,
I
fair
would
enough.
say if you haven't watched Wayne's World in a long time, honestly, I am Mike Myers pulled.
Right.
I would say go back, watch Wayne's World 2, watch Wayne's World 1, watch Austin Powers 1. You will love them. Very funny. Really good films.
Yeah, I'm going to get a tattoo of Austin Powers coming out of a tulip.
Good. I love Austin Powers, man.
Groovy.
Yeah, it's groovy.
Shall we? Final thoughts.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's a woohoo. It's a woohoo from me.
It's a woohoo from me.
Let's do some final thoughts on the album and then do the playlist picks. This album really surprised me. I had no trouble putting it on repeat, listening. I listen to it, I normally listen to the album. I try and listen to it as much as possible.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes the albums are 4.5 hours long. Nobuo Uematsu.
Hey, Nobuo, wrap it in.
Wind it up, brother. Okay.
Wrap it before you slap it, Nobuo.
And it's only half an hour. I reckon I've listened to this 10 to 12 times in the last week. Easy. Maybe more. Okay. Loads of catchy hooks. Loads of fun. It has a little bit of that noughties nostalgia to it, but with a little bit of 2020s elegance. As I say, some of the lyrics, when you think about the lyrics, you're like, this is kind of basic, but for the most part, I'm there for the ride. It's fun. I never really was that into Paramore, so I can recommend this as a first step into Paramore.
Absolutely sick post-punk indie landfill revivalism.
Yeah.
If you didn't like emo but you liked the Rakes, Maximo Park,
Yes.
Block Party,
Yes.
if you like all that shit,
If you are me,
if you're Liam, you will like this.
the emo to indie pipeline is well and truly open. The dam has burst, and there's pop punk tunes flowing out of
Well,
it.
it's just interesting because, like I said, Fall Out Boy came back with that new style and everybody hated it. Now they're going back to their old style. These guys are going to a different style. My Chem are coming back, I think. And I loved their last record, but they've done the same thing stylistically. Every album was different. And I just think people were really unfair to the emo bands. I think they were really good bands with really good drummers, really great guitar lines, interesting vocalists with cool lyrics. And
Disagree. But that's fine. Every week we add some songs to the ever-growing Enjoy an Album playlist.
you can access that on Enjoy and wait, what is it?
Enjoy playlist.
Is it playlist.st?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It's not enjoyinalbum.playlist. No, it's playlist.st.
Yeah, well, I can't believe this has been done so badly after having said it so many times.
You can access the playlist on playlist.st.
Enjoy a playlist.st.
That's what I just asked you. You can enjoy a playlist.
Oh, shut up. So I'm going to put on Liar, which I think is the most interesting song on the album. Although I do love the song after it. Crave. I do enjoy that.
Reminds me of breakfast cereal. Don't know if you've had Crave. Okay.
I know I do.
Little chocolate pillows.
No,
Use off the chocolate.
I'm an adult man.
Yeah. I had them when I was a baby.
You shouldn't eat cereal if you're a baby.
No, I didn't have teeth yet. I'm going to stick. I love the title track. This is why. This is why I don't leave the house. You say the coast is clear, but you won't ever catch me out. Oh, why? Oh, this is why. Oh, sick.
Yep. What's going on?
That's going on. I'm not sticking that one on.
What the fuck, man?
I'm sticking on. C'est comme ça.
Okay.
C'est comme ça. Na 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 na.
From now on, when we're putting songs on the playlist, you're only allowed to sing the song that you're putting on.
Oh.
Otherwise, it leads me down the garden path. We've spoken about the garden path before, okay?
I still don't understand why that's a bad thing. I love garden paths. I love nice flowers, especially in a botanic garden situation.
But what if you're being led down a garden path and you think you're going somewhere, but then someone goes, oh, actually, it's this way?
Yeah, I don't understand how the metaphor works. What is the issue at the end of the garden path where it's like, I was led
All
down
right,
the
you're
garden
in the
path.
botanical gardens, okay? And you're walking
Glasgow or
towards
Belfast
Glasgow.
or Edinburgh.
Well, yeah, why? What would they be your first two ports of call for?
I've never been to the Edinburgh one. Nobody leads me there.
Well, there you go.
Somebody fucking lead me down the garden path, please.
Well, okay, then perfect. Imagine I'm going, hey, Chris, Edinburgh Botanical Gardens is this way. And we walk a mile. And then I go, oh, God, you know what? That's the wrong way. It's actually a mile in the other direction where we started.
2 miles.
So it's 2
I
miles
just
from
get a
here.
taxi.
Yeah, but you'll be annoyed at the mile wasted, right? And that's what you did when you sang the opening bit to This Is Why to me. You took me a mile in the wrong direction.
Do you know what? I'm going to stick This Is Why on.
For fuck's sake.
Because it is good, and you're right. I did sing it, and I did enjoy singing it. But C'est Comme Ça is good as well. Thick Skull's cool. That was the first track they wrote on the record. Big Man, Little Dignity is all about the fucking pedos on the Warped Tour and how people look at emo now and they're like, oh, that was such a cool time for music, like young people. Like the fucking rap scene just now. Guys like Lil Uzi Vert, they've asked Paramore to come and like do songs with them because they respect that music so much, but they've said no because they don't want to be that famous. Lil Uzi Vert is huge just now. What track are you going to put, not from the album, but inspired by today's conversation?
So I was looking at some of the other bands repped by Fueled by Ramen. And there's a band I quite like, which kind of stand out as a bit different to the other ones, called the Front Bottoms. Do you know the Front Bottoms?
They're an anti-folk band, aren't they? That's that lassie, Kimmy Dawson.
I'm not sure. But they've got a song that I absolutely love called Flashlight. So I'm going to put that on there. I think it's great. Same
Is it the
record
Front
label.
Bottoms who were in the Juno soundtrack?
Very possibly.
Okay.
Sounds like the sort of thing that you would know about.
Yeah.
What's your second choice?
Well, I was just thinking, there is loads of stuff on this about looking back at the emo scene and misogyny in the music scene. And it reminded me of a band I interviewed. Mish Way was the vocalist. They were called White Lung. I interviewed them at the 13th Note when they were touring their album Sorry in Glasgow. And the meshing of hardcore punk with the post-punk intricate spidery guitar, I just like, if just coming from the same angle as this record but just in a slightly different direction, it's like Furious. And there's a song by them, what's it called? I think it's called Bag from the record, Sorry. And there's a bit where it's like, I want to warn you, I'm back to warn you. And it's like, she sees this guy who's been horrible to her going out with someone else, and she's like, I want to warn you, but I know you won't believe me. And she feels like a ghost, an angry ghost, just like your Unhinged YouTube comment of the week.
A horny ghost.
A horny ghost, yeah. And it's that band is fucking unreal. I've not listened to the new stuff, but the 2010 stuff was minty fresh.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Christopher. You enjoyed the album? I did too.
I enjoyed the album.
I've been parapilled. This has been a parapod. No, it hasn't. There's something different.
But it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, dear listener or viewer, for swinging by the Enjoy an Album Cafe for a couple of plates of steaming hot turds. We hope you.
Turds?
That's what we serve here.
Takes.
That's what I said.
Oh.
If you enjoyed it, continue to like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, tell your enemies.
I can't believe what you said about cum gutters on the shoulders. It's just so. Peace and love in the new millennium.
Have a great week. Love you. Bye.